Thanks for joining us. Dusty Sonnenberg, field leader for the Ohio Country Journal and the Ohio AgNet, and I am with John Motter. We are in Hancock County. This is part of the Ohio Field Leader Roadshow. Ohio Field Leader, a project of the Ohio Soybean Council, and your soybean checkoff dollars at work. John, we're standing out in a soybean field, outstanding in our fields, if we will. High oleic soybeans. Let's talk about this. This is a project you've been involved with almost from the get-go. Talk a little bit about high oleic soybeans, what they're used for, and some of the success you've seen over the years.
Well, Dusty, high oleic beans came on the scene when we started measuring trans fats. Of course, trans fats are a problem because of we have to hydrogenate the soybean oil when we have a lot of linoleic acid in that soybean. So with a high oleic bean, we emphasize the oleic acid and de-emphasize the linolenic acid, and we create an oil that's healthier for the consumer.
Now, that health and consumer viability is important, as most folks probably drive across northwest Ohio or anywhere in the state and see soybeans. They probably don't think French fries or their fish or their fried chicken. They're probably thinking something else, but grown right here, and really to look at them, not a lot different from regular soybean production.
No, if you pull one of these beans up and compare it to a commodity bean, there's no difference. It's all in the oil content and the composition of the oil.
So in your production methods, anything different at all when it comes to planting, harvesting, other than the segregation when they are taken to market?
It's certainly segregation during the harvest season, during the planting season, starting with a clean planter, starting with a clean combine, or actually finishing with a clean combine, cleaning that combine out when it leaves that high oleic field so that we don't intermingle a high oleic bean with a commodity bean.
Very good. Let's talk about soybeans. There's a lot of different things. We just talked about the high oleic and the importance of that, but when we take that soybean, one of the most common, obviously, markets that we've had throughout the generations with soybeans is the livestock industry and crushing that bean for the meal. Soybean oil may be an afterthought at times, but really that's almost become the driver now.
It certainly has. In this last marketing year, we now see that the value of oil in a bushel of beans has exceeded the value of the meal in that bushel of beans.
When we take a look then to the future on your farm and what we see here in Hancock County, obviously the Plenish beans have served you well for a long time. Do you see that going in the future and maybe other things on the horizon?
The demand for high oleic beans is going to continue to escalate. We started out thinking that this was a food product, and the emphasis was on the large food manufacturers and what we could do to serve them. The transformation has been a lot of different industrial uses for this same oil, and it's become very interesting, and the demand for that end of this business has escalated way above the food side of the oil business.
And let's talk about that, because a lot of that demand coming through work of the Ohio Soybean Council and those checkoff dollars in the early days with Battelle and now with Arable Labs.
Oh yes, I mean, no one in the United States does new uses in soybeans better than Ohio. And, we can credit Battelle with a lot of the foundational work, and now it's moved on to the Arable Lab that's part of our Soybean Council.
Again, I am in Hancock County. This is the Ohio Field Leader Roadshow. We are in a field of Plenish high oleic soybeans. I'm visiting with John Motter. John is a member of the Ohio Soybean Council and farmer here in Hancock County. John, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Dusty.